Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, this time episode 48. In the last episode, Ed met back up with Hohenheim and they sort of reconnected. It was a little bit tense, but they managed to get through it. We also had Alphonse show up and we found out that he was being controlled by Pride and he ended up attacking Ed and the gang, Greed and the Chimeras. Gluttony was there too, as well as Pride himself. So there's a whole fight going down, everything's going down. One of the Lion Chimera is over fighting Pride, and then the Gorilla one, I think, is fighting Gluttony. So I don't really know how that's going to turn out. I am honestly kind of scared, especially for the Lion guy, because Pride, as we know from what we've seen of Pride so far, he's really strong. So I don't want to lose the Chimeras because honestly, they're some of my favorite characters in the show right now, weirdly enough. I'm not worried near as much for the Gorilla Chimera guy because Lanfan ended up showing up at the end of the last episode, completely like ripped Gluttony apart. So I think that fight is pretty much done and dusted. It's pretty much settled. So maybe they can all team up and attack Pride. I don't know what they're going to do about Alphonse still. Maybe if they take down Pride, Alphonse will be okay. We're just going to have to see. And I guess now that I think about it, we are on episode 48, meaning we are officially 3/4 of the way through the show, 75% of the way done. That's honestly kind of hard to believe. I know I've been watching the show for a while, but the time has honestly flown by so fast. This was the first series, the first videos on my channel, actually, believe it or not. I don't know how many of you watching this actually know that, but this is the first reaction series I started, so it's pretty crazy to have come this far and gone this far. I almost never want it to end. But even though we are coming towards its end, once it's over, I do have a few ideas for extra Full Metal videos. I'll talk a little bit more about them as the time comes, as we get a lot closer to them, but man, I remember going into the show not knowing too much about it, having a fair bit of concerns, especially when it comes to like action and pacing, and hoping it didn't get too boring or anything, but that's never been a problem so far. Honestly, it's delivered on so many fronts that it's been nothing but pleasant surprises the whole way through. So once again, thank you so much for supporting the series. If you want to check out my reaction to the next episodes right now, they are over on my Patreon. Episode 49 is available on the Soul tier, and episodes far past that, at least a month in advance, are available on the Ascended tier. Those videos are also extended length, meaning you get more reaction and more discussion to go along with each and every episode. Also, go check out my socials and give me a follow there as well. And with that, let's get started. Episode 48, The Oath and the Tunnel. All right, let's do it. Yeah, she sliced him up good. Or Gluttony. Kind of. I don't know.
Will you stop killing me? I don't want to die anymore.
I don't really like Gluttony that much because he's so creepy. But part of me feels bad for him. I go back and forth with him all the time.
My lord! We can catch up later. Let's finish him off.
For sure, yeah, and I forgot Ling is back in his body. So he's a really skilled fighter too. That was also very brutal.
You're really kicking ass. And that's some woman you got. I didn't know you were
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Where you been hiding her all this time?
Well, you know, I'm full of surprises.
All things considered, she's fighting pretty fast
It's so dark.
after getting auto mail.
How do you know where I am? You can't see me.
They can sense you, right? Pride's got to come in and help at some point. I was thinking maybe Bradley will show up too, but I have no idea what condition Bradley's in right now.
We detected several large chi converging out here, so we followed them.
They really just got built-in radar.
Sounds of chi battling nearby.
That must be greed and gluttony you're sensing.
Greed, huh? The one who swallowed the young lord.
Right. But it's a little bit, it's complicated.
Within the forest.
Our companion is fighting a homunculus called Pride out there.
We've got built-in scouters, the power level seekers.
Nearby, and there's something disquieting about that one. It seems to dwarf the others in comparison.
That's probably Ed's father.
You think so?
Oh, interesting.
Are you saying that your father isn't human?
It's the least of our concerns right now.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
Figure out how to deal with these homunculi.
I guess now that you think about it,
Don't have to worry about gluttony.
Hohenheim could probably
With him,
destroy the homunculus pretty well, right?
Hold on. It hasn't even been a full 7 months since her automail was attached.
That's what I was saying.
That's crazy, old man. She's not gonna last without help.
I mean, might be really well done automail. She got that good hookup. I still want to know who put on the automail for her.
I said not to worry. We have resources besides hand-to-hand combat.
Give us some
Fair enough.
time.
Fair enough. Maybe Hohenheim can head on over.
Tell me something. What all do you have besides explosives?
All sorts of things. Tear gas bombs, flash bombs, flares.
Flares? Probably don't like the flares, considering Pride is around. Yeah, it's probably a bad thing.
Pride can use the shadows again.
We need to get over there and help Heinkel.
Even the explosions could provide momentary shadows.
I could really use your help, old man.
There's gotta be like some really clever way to deal with Pride. Just to render him into permanent darkness or something.
Ed, watch yourself, kid. Don't forget what pride is, alright?
Yeah. Not only is he like be aware that he's dangerous, but I think he's worried that Ed's gonna show mercy and Pride's gonna take advantage of that. Cause he just looks like a kid, you know? He looks like a human kid. I wonder how Ed's philosophy on killing impacts things like homunculus, which aren't technically human, but use human souls as fuel.
What the hell do I have to do to make you stay dead?
Just keep killing him. he's so unimpressed, unamused. Meanwhile, back at the Christmas bar.
He may look like a cute little brat, but Selim Bradley's not human.
How old are these photos? 20 years? And this one is over 50 years old.
Oh, he's just remained
Government official and
Selim the whole time? How has nobody ever, like, noticed that?
It couldn't have been easy to get this intel.
Yeah. Although, as soon as I found out Selim Bradley wasn't human, well, my exhaustion didn't seem to matter anymore.
Yeah, there's bigger things on the line.
I wonder, how hasn't any of this gotten out before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because he has a father named King, who happens to be the most powerful man in the country. They can hide anything they want, fabricate anything.
Yeah, but what about prior to Bradley being around? It's really unnerving the fact that Selim has just existed for over 50 years as a child, nothing changing. Is that a form that he's willingly taken, or
Who is that? Someone out there?
could he become like older if he wished?
A monster!
He's just a lion.
Oh no, it's got a kid!
Oh no. Oh no, yeah, the light. Oh no. Alright, well. This is what I was worried about. And those guys are done too. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I keep saying oh, sorry. That's bad. Now the whole forest will be a light source.
I'm glad they shed some light for us.
Can't really put that out.
Shed some of your blood. Goodbye.
Don't
Chimera.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Who is it?
Just
Nice.
in the nick of time, Pops.
Where's Al at during this?
Appearances rarely show the whole truth. Isn't that right, little alchemist? Now where were we?
I love the voice effects that they do for the dub there. I wonder if they do that in sub as well with like the echoing. I don't know what you would call that. It's kind of reverb, but it's also like distortion.
Madam Christmas. Her real name is Chris Mustang. She's his foster mother.
Oh, what? They blew up the bar to escape?
There it goes. My poor little chateau.
I'm sorry it had to be this way, but I'll buy you a new one.
His foster mother, meaning she
Well, you've
adopted
got some
him?
time to do it. It's probably best
Right?
if I lay low for a while.
That's what that means, right?
There's too much at stake. You need to be thinking about saving this country.
I've been just steadily waiting for him to like properly rejoin everything.
Thanks for everything, madam.
Yeah, she's pretty clutch.
But I'll repay you.
Oh, so you'll remember me when you've made it big? Well, I guess I'll have something to look forward to then, won't I?
Yeah. Can pay you back for raising him.
She'd stop treating me like a kid one of these days.
It's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool to just, again, you know, pulling these random side characters in and just making them awesome. Like, what did we even know about Madam Christmas before this?
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Yeah, here we are.
This little guy would have alerted us.
Hey, you got the whole squad. You got even Black Hayate.
Keep your nose peeled, okay?
Obviously, we're missing one, but
I've got the entire family's itinerary
understandable.
for the next 3 days. The Fuhrer went to observe the training in the east. Salim joined him for the trip as well.
Then you haven't heard the news.
Where is Bradley?
The Fuhrer's train was destroyed, with the Fuhrer riding in it.
Right, yeah, but that...
We'll all be damned. Old man Grumman doesn't like to take any chances, does he?
That means that security
It's
is gonna be
that's
elevated.
complicated. Bradley being currently out of the picture is really confusing for me because on one hand, like my brain tells me that Bradley's a homunculus, we didn't see him die, like of course he's okay. And I have no doubt in my mind that Bradley's still alive and fine. But there is this very small part of me that is a little bit curious because I don't think he's just gonna jump back in the action. I know I said he might earlier in the episode, but Bradley is a bit of a special case even among the homunculus because he only has one soul residing within him. If my understanding of that is correct, that means he can't regenerate, and I don't think you would come out completely unscathed from being in an exploding train on a bridge over a canyon. So, like, usually that's not a condition that people survive in, but at the same time, obviously, that probably wouldn't just kill Bradley, especially because, like I said, we didn't even see it. That would break a rule of anime. That'd be a rule of storytelling. Killing a main character off screen, like, you can't just do that. But it's got me very anxious wondering where he's at.
Is the Eastern Battalion still going to invade Central as planned?
Who's to say? Like, nothing is certain, I wouldn't say.
That the Fuhrer is missing. This is either a once-in-a-lifetime chance, or we're walking into a trap.
It doesn't really make a difference. We've got to see this thing through.
It's a gamble either way. There's so many uncertainties that they can't really account for anyways. Whether they're aware of them or not.
Sir.
I'm only giving you a single order to obey.
Survive.
Don't die.
Hell yeah.
Understood?
Sir!
Yes, sir. How tall is Roy? Just out of curiosity. Let me know in the comments.
What is this?
Damn, Ed.
Why can't I cut him?
The new automail. I know he said it's lightweight and he can move quickly, but it's pretty nice. We've seen Salim cut through a lot of like rock and stuff, so it's gotta be pretty tough stuff.
Looks like I made the right decision by keeping my northern automail after all. This carbon fiber base has turned out to be pretty handy.
A
Just-
carbon base?
Just say it out loud.
So he's taking a cue from greed.
Oh, that's right.
Back to plan A then.
But I don't think Salim, like, I don't think the ability of attacking with a shadow runs upon any sort of stamina limit. Eventually Ed will get exhausted and Pride won't.
What's the matter?
He's gonna use Ed against him. Break his will.
You brought this on yourself.
You gotta find some way to immobilize Alphonse.
I figured this might give me the advantage. Unless you want to destroy your brother.
Now, old man!
Stun grenade, flashbang.
A flash bomb! No!
Oh, it what? It disconnects him from the shadow? Like, what does that do? Is it backfiring a little bit? Not used to it. That's not good. Get in trouble if your automail fails in the middle of a fight. There's shadows inside of the suit, though.
Ow! He's not conscious. You gotta get him out of here, now!
And you're positive he's not still possessed?
Yeah, I've noticed that if you sever a part of their body, it disintegrates into dust.
Right, yeah.
The flash bomb severed the shadows holding Al's body, so he's free from Pride's grasp.
Very temporarily. I mean, like I said, pretty glaring weakness. Also, why isn't Gluttony using his stomach void?
And greed must have turned his body over to the Shingi's prince in order to do the same.
I mean, he's smart.
How pathetic.
Just a quick glance and he can assume the situation almost perfectly.
Gluttony. How many times have they killed you now?
I lost count. But I know it was a lot, though.
They've beaten me up pretty badly as well. The way things are going, there's a very real chance they might annihilate us.
Yeah.
Is he gonna turn on Gluttony? It sure looks like it. I mean, if he retrieves Gluttony, he can take him back to Father too, right? He'll give him back up. It's pretty twisted though. Oh my god. I know. Wow. A dark moment for this, but the visuals are so sick. He gets killed by being eaten. How ironic. Screaming out for lust as he dies. Yeah. You gotta realize who you're fighting here, Ed. Like,
He devoured him. One of his own kind.
This should make things much easier. I can practically smell every movement you make. I could do without the ravenous hunger, but I suppose I'll just have to see it. Oh, wait.
I got a lot to talk about.
You're somewhere close by, aren't you? Hohenheim.
Oh, alright. Maybe we will get this fight after all. How the actual hell did that episode end so fast? I'm so confused. We got some time left. But before, I think there's an after credit scene, but before we get into the after credit scene, I want to talk a little bit about what just happened there. So I think it's becoming pretty increasingly clear by now that Pride is competing with Envy for the most evil, vile homunculus of them all. I had a lot of things I expected going into this episode, but feeling bad for Gluttony was not one of them. And like I said, it is a bit ironic that Gluttony was killed by being eaten, something that, you know, it's his sin. It's the way he goes out. Lust kind of went out by her sin. Not really. Like, maybe you can stretch the words a little bit that Roy was, like, somehow a lustful type of person, or that Roy was protecting Riza in that moment. I don't know. I didn't really... It was a theory I presented a while ago talking about the sins and, like, what their counterparts are and what... I'm not going to go into that. That's not what the scene's about. But... it is quite sad. It is a pretty tragic death, especially for someone like Gluttony. Hearing him call out Lust's name as he dies, that's, man, that it stings a little bit. I didn't expect it to, but it does sting a little bit. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I do find it curious that the homunculus seem to group up in like weird groups. Like, they're not like all even, or they're not all solo, or they're not all necessarily working together. It almost seems to be like little factions within them. Like Lust and Gluttony were like two peas in a pod in a way. Like Gluttony almost saw Lust as a mother figure, or at least that's how it felt. That was like the relationship I got, was like the mother and stupid, curious, dumb, hungry child. With Envy generally tagging along here and there as well. Whereas someone like Pride and Bradley are sticking together with their whole, you know, cover story. Just, I don't think they would stick together that much, but it's probably just advantageous for them to be that way. And then you have Sloth and Greed especially, who are on a bit more of a solo mission, directly obeying and disobeying orders respectively. And of course, Pride killing Gluttony would elicit a pretty serious reaction from both Ed as well as Greed, because it is a brother killing a brother. Greed introduced Pride as his own brother, and of course we have the Brotherhood of Ed and Al, so it's a pretty direct betrayal on everything they stand for, so it's gonna really make them mad. I don't think Ed's gonna show too much mercy to Pride after this, but who knows? I mean, he has pretty strong opinions and a pretty strong principle that he wouldn't want to disobey. Maybe it'll be Hohenheim that takes Pride out. I would think that would make the most sense, considering he's definitely the strongest of everybody there. But we haven't really seen him fight yet, so who's to say?
From
From what we've uncovered,
Oh, we're back here.
Mustang's gathered his subordinates and is sneaking around.
Mustang's got to have something to do with the Fuhrer's train. Hell, he's probably the one behind the Ishvalans pouring into the city. I doubt that it's a coincidence.
It's all his fault.
It does seem like it's all perfectly timed.
Sloth is just... Can you get him a chair? Guy just wants to sit down.
Predict to be his next plan of action.
These bozos don't know.
If I were in his place, well, I would most likely take the Führer's wife as a hostage.
Why bother doing such a thing? He must know that's futile.
Is it though? Bradley cares about her.
So he's going to take a pointless hostage and make sure that he's branded as a
Ooh.
traitor.
Is that a miscalculation by father, maybe?
These are relentlessly ridiculous creatures.
I don't know, father. Maybe you don't understand your own emotions that well. Bradley seems to be pretty strong about that sort of thing. But then again, he did say... He said that Selim will never be a point of weakness in his life, not Miss Bradley.
Hey, move your vehicle.
Who is it?
What?
It's the squad, right? Yeah. Damn, I wish I was the guy that just got the karate chop. That guy got a swift kick to the face. A little bit extra. They're fine, though.
Sorry to harass you at such a late hour. My apologies.
What's going on, Lieutenant? Why would you do something like this?
This poor lady.
Please forgive us for startling you like this. I need you to come with me, Madam Fuhrer. We have no intention of harming you.
This poor lady is just caught up in all the wrong ways. Watch her secretly be
Please, it's important.
the 8th sin. Like melancholy and vanity are like the 2 other ones, right? I don't know. Alright, well that was episode 48. Interesting after credit scene. It was a bit of a longer one this time around. I honestly can't help but feel that father is actually wrong about Miss Bradley. I don't think she'll be a useless hostage. I think Bradley actually quite cares about her. I don't know. There's a lot of potential answers to this. It just seems that everything we know about Bradley, Miss Bradley seems to be like the one weak point, or at least perhaps one of the only things that his former human soul still actually clings to. It seems to be the one point of pride in his life. I'm locking my bet in now. Bradley is going to be pissed. And now that I think about it more, I wonder if Olivier giving father that idea was meant to put father on a distraction. What was her intention of saying that? Did she also think the way he was thinking, or would she intentionally give away Roy's plan? Did she know exactly what Roy's plan was? I don't know, like maybe there was an accidental miscommunication there, but maybe not. Maybe it's just all according to Kei Kakadori. I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.